Carolina jury has ordered social media influencer Brandy Kennard to pay $1.75 million after finding her liable for destroying the marriage of Durham couple Akira and Tim Motag. The civil case accused Kennard of seducing Tim Motag, her manager, and engaging in an affair that led to the collapse of the marriage. The jury found her liable for criminal conversion and alienation of affection, offenses still recognized under North Carolina laws. Akira Motag, who married Tim in 2018, said the affair caused emotional distress, harmed her health, and deprived her children of a stable two-parent home. Her lawyer described the verdict as justice for the pain she endured. Kennard rejected the ruling, claiming Akira had already accepted that the marriage was over and had consented to the relationship. She argued that the verdict misrepresented the circumstances of the affair. Court documents indicated the affair unfolded both in the manager's home and on Kennard's social media platforms. Tim Motag eventually left his wife for Kennard. North Carolina has a history of high-value alienation of affection cases, with some awards reaching into the millions. Previous cases have involved business figures, public officials, and celebrities. I mean, when you look at this report, in a country where we are, where you find out that people are quick to say, oh, my spouse is having an affair, and people usually expect that when a divorce goes down, of course, it's either the husband is paying for the alimony or the wife is paying, depends on, whose finances seems much better. Now, it has moved now to the mistress, as it's were in this particular report. What do you think about this decision by the judge?
Well, it's quite an interesting one. I would not say funny, but slightly funny. But, at the end of the day, I always feel like when there are laws, it's actually better, right? At least people know where to act right, and where to draw the line. This is where, we can now compare our society with theirs. If something like that plays out in this country, if you mention something like people are literally going to laugh, laugh out loud. Because now, where does the man fault, or the man's fault, comes in from, right? Because an affair is not just one-sided.
Right.
So what happens? Is the man not paying some sort of price as well? But like I said earlier, it's the law. I feel like that's what they're operating with, and they're acting on it. Unlike our society, like I always say when I come on the show, when we have laws, let us even put them in play. So I'm going to say, well, it's their laws, interestingly enough.
Exactly.
But where it's tricky, right, is how the mistress is the one paying, right? If I get the story right, I think it's the mistress that is paying.
Oh, she's the one paying.
For this.
Absolutely, because the wife said the mistress came in and broke her home. It was because of the mistress her husband wasn't available for the children. If these laws are brought over to Nigeria, do you think we would have less people having affairs? Especially because I think both of us, we have actually discussed on this show where a man had to kill, his wife, unalive his wife or her boyfriend or whatever because she or he was having an affair. Do you think if this was a law in Nigeria, we'll have a reduction in adultery cases?
It will definitely have an effect. Probably most likely a reduction. But like I was saying, I still feel like, what about the man taking the mistress for wasting her time? I don't feel, in a society where, in quotes, some people believe in, maybe to say jazz, maybe the woman is jazz on my husband. You can't even use that card in the West, right? So right. I'm sure there's more to the clauses to such judgments, right? I'm sure there's probably an investigation, but now we're talking about an affair. An affair is practically physical, yes, but the idea there an affair is abstract. We don't know if they liked themselves, if they loved themselves. But I can definitely say for a fact that it wasn't one-sided, right?
Right.
So why is the man not paying to the mistress or paying even to his wife for for having a mistress outside his home, right? Are they trying to say concept of extramarital affairs is more from the mistress's side. You get that from me?
She was the one that removed the husband from his family. She came in and she removed him.
Is he an object? He's not an object. He has free choice, he has free will. He's a grown-ass man for crying out loud, has kids. So he was not removed from anything. He made a decision. So it's just a bit one-sided. That's why I said it's almost funny. But I mean, for them to before laws are being stamped into systems and all of that, so that it was probably on the right or something. But that's what works for their society. Like your question goes, it was brought into our society. Of course, it's going to reduce because I mean, mistresses would not want to pay someone else for such a funny situation, right?
Right.
I don't know. It's an interesting report to be had.